Okay, people, what's going on this first Sunday of the month? And the first Sunday of the new standard time, people. We're in the standard time, folks. How's everybody feeling about the standard time switch? They're talking about Ohio is gonna may go just keep with the I don't know the daylight savings time. I don't know. Maybe they should. I think they should. I don't know how you guys think, but I think we should probably stay with it. Daylight getting dark early is not something I am a big fan of. Ever been big fan of. So I don't know. I don't know how does everybody feel about that? I don't hear. Okay, we're gonna start this thing pretty soon. Uh, soon as we can. Here we are. We'll talk about what's been going on, how everything's been going on in business, and we're going to talk about leverage. So stay tuned. Okay. Business partner hasn't gotten on yet. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Maybe he didn't turn his clocks back. Some people didn't turn their clock back, and uh, I don't know. But a lot of stuff been going on in the news tonight this week. They finally got that infrastructure thing passed. I was getting tired of hearing about that. I know a lot of people were getting tired of hearing that also. So, one of the things that last week we talked about um sales. I said, sales is everywhere in business. No matter what you do or what you think you know what you're doing, sales is everywhere in business, and you need to understand that the business that you are into, if you're in network marketing or affiliate marketing, the core of that business is nothing but sales and marketing. That's all it is. Sales and marketing, sales and marketing. So um we gotta realize that and not be afraid of all that kind of stuff. Because that's the business we're in, people. You know, we get into different things of why we get into it. We get in it. And then today, with all the technology, we got things that can leverage or something. Not some of the things I didn't have back then. Okay, I didn't have the leverage factor back then. We had to just chase people all over the internet to all over the internet, which we did all over the internet, all over town to just to get, you know, to sit with them for 10, 15 minutes. Today you can do a Facebook live thing like I'm doing right now, and you can reach thousands of people just by sitting and then you're at home, comfort at your home. So, that's the beauty of leverage today in a market that didn't have that. I say, let's say 5 to 10 years ago, not to the point we have it now. And there's a lot of people there's a lot of these groups have a problem with this, having camera issues. Okay, let me see something. Okay. This guy text from my business partner. He can't. He's having camera issues. Hmm. Having camera issues. Love technology, but sometimes technology can be a real pain in the butt. So, I'm not sure what's going on with Kent, why he's having issues. One of the things we gotta understand that today, people, there's not a need to chase people all over the internet and stuff. We there's no need for all that kind of stuff. And I don't know what to say to you. It's just we need to work. A lot of there's a lot of people here about they use the term hustle culture and all that other stuff. You don't really have to hustle to get things done. I mean, you gotta just put it there. You gotta work. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Don't get me wrong. You gotta work. Wonder, let's see. Let me see something here. Um, yeah. People, we having cameras. We're having problems with my partner getting on here. Not sure what's going on with him. Let's do it again. He has the right link. Let's try this again. Hmm. See what link did I give him? Uh, that's stash. I'm already in here. Why is he? Okay. Enter
Yeah.
studio. Okay. More. That's in there. Okay. Let me. I'm not sure. Okay. Move that from there. Okay. There he comes. I can see him. Uh, okay. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
I was wondering if I gave you the right link.
No, you gave me the right link. I I was I was charging something on my phone yesterday, and I
Uh
forgot
huh.
to hook up the camera link, and and when I did that, I'm like, oh man, I forgot to put my adapter back on for my webcam,
Uh
and
huh.
long story short, I had to adjust it a couple of times, and then boom. Well, here I am.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to see what was going on. If it was something on my end, and then I got an echo situation going on there. I had to client, and it keeps showing that I'm. No, I don't want that in there. Mute that. How do I get this out of here? Oh well, whatever. Okay, then we got you in here. Hello,
Yes,
hello.
sir.
Okay, I kept hearing an echo. I still do. Hold on. What's going on here? People, we always, there's always. Let me see. I'll make sure I'm not. Okay, we are live, but why is it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's not what I want. I don't want to. Okay, I'm not sure what's going. Okay, let's do this. Okay. sure I got all this stuff off of here.
Maybe maybe those are highly
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
that's maybe that's highly played crickets.
Oh, well, it closed that one camera thing was closed because I went on through my
Okay.
phone. So it closed it out, and that's what I was trying to do. Okay, people, we here. Always technical issues, but you know how that goes with the technology and stuff. You know what? I didn't get on this week's Tuesday um affiliate thing. I couldn't get on. Talking about technical issues.
Okay. I got on it, and I usually want to hear the replay, but I didn't get a chance to hear the replay. But but the guy is on point, and like myself, he works a quote unquote nine to five gig. He's one of those guys that happens to like his job. So
Oh,
but he said he's one of those ones that he knows that's not gonna secure his future. He said with this business that he's doing on the side, you know, he was able to not only buy one home, he's been blessed by two homes. So, you know, he said I would say to anyone that and Sean Johnson is his name. Um,
yeah.
excuse
I
me if
saw
I
the
if
I
I
saw
pronounced
what
it
you shared on Facebook, but I for some
right.
reason I tried to get on through my phone and I couldn't get on. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I don't know why they make you have to register for this thing all the time, don't they?
Yep, they sure do. Yep.
That's what I don't understand. And I didn't. I guess maybe that was one of the reasons I forgot to register for it. But I got this thing
Mm-hmm.
from. I got an automatically a thing from there to link up from their from their site. But the link that they
Mm-hmm.
sent me wouldn't let me log in.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know. It was an they generated automatically a thing for me. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. It's just technology, people. You know how that goes. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's how's your week been?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I mean, I won't. I won't talk about the way my team laid an egg today, but
Oh, the
but
Dallas
other
Cowboys. Yeah,
now you remember the name.
yeah, I remember 'em. I remember. I never forgot either. But it's like a lot of damn things. We like I said, we talk about technology and how we. I was before you came on, I was talking about how I didn't when I came in this business. There was no leverage factor. We talked about sales
Okay.
last week, and this week I said we're gonna talk about leverage and how this business is a lot easier than it used to be because you don't have to chase a lot of people to get. You can sit back like you're at your house, I'm at my house, and we can join together and get our message out to thousands of people without chasing down people. There's no way in the hell that people can spare the time to talk to or shake hands with 10,000 people. No, not even really 10 sometimes. I
No,
mean, it
sir.
doesn't make any sense today. And people act like that the only way you can do anything. There's been this consensus back. I remember before the internet that you had high touch. But when you only had high touch, that's the only thing you can do. I think sometimes
Right.
these people in this business fail to recognize that you use what stuff you had available at the time that worked. It's not about whether you could what you needed or what worked. You do what works for you. And too many of
That's right.
these old school network marketers. I was talking with Warner Taylor today, and he was trying to he was telling me, man, you ought to come over to what's the name? I said, first of all, this is what the problem within this business also. I know he had been with Amway for 19 years.
Hmm.
And didn't make really no money, no teams. He said there was a bunch of teams. He was his last time, I guess he was hooked up with Larry Winters. But the problem with
Okay.
everybody in Amway is that this is what I always want to tell people. Amway's business model is geared towards certain people making things unless you at a certain level. And he said a lot of these teams don't have a presence on social media. Why? I don't know why. The problem with a team, and I've always said this, a team is not gonna make you. What happens when you get sponsored into any of these things, that's about all that happens. I mean, we were promised a lot of different things, but at the end of the day,
Hmm.
it's your job to develop your own team. See, we get caught up. I think we
Right.
get caught up in the mistake most people make when they get in network marketing is that they expected this team that they got with to support them. Some people are only in there to support themselves, contrary to what they say to you, what they really want you to do. They're only in there to
Hmm.
support themselves and a few others, even though they say, "Oh, the more you help, the better you'll be able to have. The more people you help, the more that you'll get for yourself." But people are selfish. Let's be real. Unless you are there and learn that you need to help people outside of that team. Now, the bad part about it is that they shouldn't benefit if they don't support, but they do because of the way the business model set up. Um, and that's why some people give you this falsehood about, well, do this because they got a system they set up for you to follow. But the real thing about the system, it really doesn't work. Back then, I don't think it worked that well even back then because it took a different mindset. And if you didn't fit in that mindset, the system's not gonna work.
Right. Right.
Everybody's not geared
Yeah.
towards um going up to somebody, and especially when 90% of the people that enter in network marketing have no business background anyway. They're employees. Now to go to
Exactly.
strangers and ask them about if they were interested in the business is kind of a weird situation. But people
Hmm.
did it. I don't know how, I don't sometimes I think they've blown out of proportion how much success a lot of people had. And I'm not knocking the profession. The profession needs to change. It needs to gear itself to the
Yeah.
21st century. Um, you know, when he was talking about the people that the teams, Warner, the teams that he with, well, he should have said, fuck them teams. See, the biggest problem y'all gotta, I
Hmm.
think people in network marketing gotta realize, you gotta ask two questions. Is this truly my business, or am I just a contracted worker for Amway or Metaluca or New Skin or Herbalife? That's the true
Hmm.
question you have to ask yourself. Am I a true business owner, or am I just a contract worker? Now, if you want to be a business owner, you're gonna have to step out of line of out of the pack of those people that sponsor you, especially if they're not geared towards your success as they say they do when they promise you that when you get in. Then you need to basically tell them to go fuck off. I'm doing this thing my way. Okay.
Right.
Now,
Right.
the basic premise of it is to expose enough people for opportunity to make money, but you got to do it as marketing. That's why I told Warner, I said, look, I don't prospect people. First of all, I'm not digging for gold. Second of all, I only care for people who may be looking for me. I'm not chasing you or nobody. around the internet about business. It ain't that important to me. I said, one, we got to look at it for this type of deal. We're in the silly season right now. And the leveraging factor that we have in this business is the internet and social media. Why should I chase you? Why? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Kent?
Yeah, I mean the notion of back in the day driving the miles and once you get to that person's home, you know, you show the marketing plan or and so forth and so on, and 9 times out of 10, some folks would say 10 times out of 10, but 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a no, you know, and you do
If you
all
get
this.
somebody to show up.
Right, if you, yeah, yeah, because I know I've had had your share of no shows back in the day, but I would say this too. It's this your upline, is only gonna help you in that aspect so far. They're not gonna grow your business for you. You know, most of them will get you to the tools or or tell you how to go to the events, so forth and so on. But as far as building a downline or in with it, as they used to say, yeah, that was pretty much on your own steam. And if you're like myself, a lot of folks who were not only working now but working back in the day, that is that's a grind. Now, notwithstanding, some people did it. I don't know how they did it, but that's a grind. That's a hell of a ass.
Yeah, that's like almost getting another job. And the whole purpose of
Another
this,
job
the whole purpose to me was
that,
more
that
like
doesn't
to get
that's
out of
not
it.
paying anything. Right.
Yeah, your whole thing was to get away from I feel that sometimes the problem in network marketing is that it's you're contrary to what people want to see. You're more of a contracted worker, but you're geared towards it's almost set up like a subordinate and employer. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people well, you shouldn't do this. Hold on, first of all, I don't work. I had to even tell Carolyn this. I said, first of all, we're all supposed to be independent business owners. Supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I liked about Don Storms was that he looked at what the market was, what was needed in the market, or what the market was calling for. The problem with people today, they don't know what the market's doing. The problem was going on with Amway. They keep doing the same shit every time. They always talking about the marketing plan. Who really gives a fuck about that marketing plan? The marketing plan ain't that damn great. From 3% to 25%, it and the commissions do not cover your their auto ship because it's not that big unless you got a big team. This is the problem that I always saw, especially back in the day. They want you to switch everything that you bought or that you used to buy to their products and service.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. They had this notion that we were in a business, so you have to. It's stupid to buy from somebody else than to buy from yourself, and you don't get a commission. But the commission didn't cover the price of what you had to pay for the items that you got. So
Exactly.
in turn, when you started out, you was always in the hole because you try to get what 3% off a 3% commission off of spending $300 or $400, at which most people were doing is more than that now, did not cover
Mm-hmm.
the cost of the shipping and the cost of the product. So you was always sitting up there in the hole. Now, if you and then you were trying to convince other people to do the same thing. That's the duplication process. It is hard to change the minds of a person who's used to using Tide or whatever. That was to me the downfall. Had always been the
Right.
downfall of that business. What should have been done, they were talking about getting people to buy their regular essentials, but people's regular essentials are things that they have been used to buying and like. It's kind of hard to change, especially women. Women get
Yes.
to the
Yes,
point
indeed.
of buying stuff, laundry detergent, soap powder, um, whatever that is, and we gotta try to convince them to buy this at a cost that was way more than what they were doing. And everybody will say, "Well, you shouldn't look at the cost." Well, as a business person, yeah, you do look at the cost. You look at the cost based, especially off that model, based off what am I going to get on my return on it? That's business 101.
Hmm.
Okay, that's business
Hmm.
101, regardless. People want to say, well, you shouldn't look at the cost. You should look at it as an investment. Even an investment is going to say, what is my return on the investment? Which in turn, see, we like to use
Exactly.
words that sugarcoat and cover up what we don't want to hear. Like if we say investment, it's cost.
Hmm.
Investment is a cost. What's your ROI? Return on investment. People gonna look at it. What's my return on investment off of this? Most network marketers, and especially I'm just using Amway because it's where we went, couldn't answer that.
Hmm.
When you did the math, it wasn't worth it, especially if you're by yourself and you had to have a big enough team to cover the cost to make it make sense. That took a lot of time to understand. From an economic standpoint in business, it had to make sense to do that. We got caught. This the problem. We got caught up in the rah-rah of all that stuff. We got caught up, as Dexter, you can say, the dream.
Yeah.
Dreams are great, but if the vehicle and the strategy that you're using to accomplish that dream is putting you in a hole, then it ain't that great. And that's what was happening to a lot of people in the beginning of this.
Yes,
And some of them
indeed.
still stayed in a hole because they couldn't build enough. You had to convince people to switch their product habits. And
Hmm.
and it didn't make a lot of sense. Now there were some places that people could buy the same thing that they were getting at the store, but the way that strategy was running is that you had to run it through your downline. Well, who's gonna wait? If you needed something, who's gonna wait till it shipped to them and then you had to go pick it up? It made no sense. That was the downfall.
Yes.
It's a saving grace that the internet and social media came about. See, this is what people don't
Hmm.
understand even about what the direct term meant in Amway. The direct term meant that when you were a beginning distributor, you had to go through a channel of people. When you became that thing called a direct, that means you got to buy your products and service directly from the warehouse. Well, you should have been able to do that anyway. You should have just named it something different, which they finally had to do when the internet came
Hmm.
about because they could not sustain that part of the business model for long, not with the internet.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly. Exactly.
with this is what we're talking about leverage.
Hmm.
Today, I see a little bit of things that they changed, and it's because of the health crisis, because of COVID. Now, they're the one thing that they got that's going to be coming on in January. And I've said this a long time ago. Why don't you guys have the option of streaming these conventions versus people going there? I guarantee you have a lot more people participating than always having to take off work, fly here, get a hotel. That's the expense that a lot of people get in this business coming in through, and they want to try to make you feel like you couldn't build this business if you weren't at one of them functions. Well, I'm gonna tell you
Hmm.
truthfully, contrary to what everybody want to believe about that stuff, they had talked that much different than any concert. I was in that since 1995, and every one, unless they had a new method of strategy, but it was always basically the same thing. So I really never learned nothing truly new because we didn't have the internet then. We didn't have all that stuff. And then when the internet came, they still weren't, you know, having any training on using social media and all that. Maybe because it was fairly new. Um,
Right.
but regardless of that, connecting with people doesn't matter. Um, I won't do anything anymore unless I can leverage it, especially when it comes to business. Like I said, I'm not chasing nobody about nothing. Like I said, I don't even chase women like that. Okay.
Hmm.
I'd rather there's a different conversation when you can attract somebody to you than you trying to push up on somebody. Because
Hmm.
that's the whole concept of the attraction marketing concept is to attract those people that connect or relate to what you're saying. So you have a different conversation when you can leverage and attract a certain group of people to you. There's not that lot of rejection because they came to you. Okay. If I'm like this, if you come to me with something and I tell you then you want to bitch about it, that's on you. It ain't me. Then we know that we're not connected well because you don't relate to me. You must have related to something I said to even approach me. And like I said, it
Hmm.
doesn't guarantee that it's going to be a full fledged, relationship like that. But at least you have a way of qualifying people for your business. And I always say that qualify
Right.
people to spend spend time with you. What do you think about that? I mean, we had a system like that
Oh
back
yeah,
then.
yeah. It was, it was like, I mean, and I always thought when we had when we had went from you know um, or the regular show the plan. I mean, we were still showing the plan, but that QI was that Winters
Yeah,
introduced. Yeah,
right.
that that was good because in the fact because that eliminated well at least at the outset it it helped you sort out or you know it helped you sort out who was really looking and who was just kicking the tires or just a looky loos or anything like that. But you
Yeah,
still had to go. But you still had to go out
yeah.
and meet with them and of course hopefully they show up so not too so long after that you had to qualify to do before you did the actual qualifying. So it was kind of a double-edged sword, but um, I
Well,
will I won't knock it. I won't because it worked for him and it worked for a lot of people during that time.
yeah, it worked for a lot of people because he said that was before the internet. He said when they finally had a room full of people, they were there to know what they were about to see. They qualified those people
Right.
for the follow up meeting, so there wouldn't be no surprise. They were there. They asked her, "Look, this is if you want more information. This is where you need to be at this time." That's what the whole QI was to find out if there was an interest in having a business or doing something. Because if there was no interest,
Mhm.
why even invite them to the full fledged presentation?
Right.
Because if there's no interest, you're wasting their time. You don't need a room
And,
full of people that are not
and you're
interested in
wasting
having
your
a
time
business.
too. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
So that
it wasted your
no.
time,
Right.
and that's why they were able to move up so quickly because everybody was on the same page, everybody was looking, and then even with that, I guess that thing would sort out some more people. It was that 80-20 thing. So you still were sorting those people at the actual meeting because you wanted
Hmm.
the right amount of people, not so much a big quantity, which you really had to do to make money, but you had
Hmm.
to have the right. The problem with Amway back in the day is that they were just putting in anybody. Some people would join and weren't interested in doing nothing. So that's why when people saw how much work it took,
Yep.
teams were falling apart because they weren't qualified to be there. Okay, that
Right.
was the biggest problem. And it's like any of this stuff. You need to qualify people. I don't care if it's Amway or even with MLSP. If you're not
Yes.
interested in learning how to have another business, there's no need of me inviting you to see anything because it's about business.
Hmm.
It's about software tools
Hmm.
and affiliate marketing type stuff. If that's something you're not interested in, if you're not interested in doing that or you're not interested in putting any effort in it, there's no need of me wasting your time or my time. It's the same scenario. Okay.
Yep.
And people need to understand this is why those teams, I guess, with Warner, why some of them people are quitting. Some of them people they didn't need to be there. They weren't interested in no business. That was the problem.
Hmm.
They were interested in more
Hmm.
numbers instead of quality of the numbers. And once you got
Right.
quality of the numbers, it's like I've said this before. Everybody always talking about how many followers or likes they got on social media. We know a person that was bragging about that once before. And I said, well, with that being said, how much money you making from them? Don't get mad,
Hmm.
people. Like any business, there's people making money from your job. The owners of their job, they're making money from you. When you go to the store or
Exactly.
to order out from restaurants, they're making money from you. So don't have a problem when I say making money. Somebody making money from you. That's capitalism.
Hmm.
Okay. People are making money from you right now. If you're watching us on Facebook, they're making money from you. Okay. All
Right.
type of things
Hey,
are
StreamYard is making money
StreamYard also.
off of us right now.
Yeah, I just upgraded my account to now I'm streaming on four accounts right now plus Twitter right now. And all the people from Twitter welcome.
Hmm.
If you're watching from Twitter, I'm streaming on three Facebook accounts right now. So, you got to understand that somebody somebody's gonna make money. So, but
Exactly.
the thing you gotta understand is you have the opportunity also to make money for somebody or for yourself. That's what it's about. You always hear people bitching about um just like there was somebody on MSNBC the other night talking about taxes. The people who work a job versus the wealthy. Well, this is probably something we're gonna talk about next week. Learn to play the game of the wealthy. The wealthy do not look for jobs. Okay, that's what most of us working class people talk about. They're always talking about you need to go get a job. I hear this all the time. You need to go. Well, the economy, the job market, people, unemployment is this and that. Well,
Mm.
unemployment. This is what I think the term unemployment is not truly being said to the American people. People aren't unemployed. People are counted unemployed when they're not on the W-2 form. When they're not paying the traditional taxes of the working class. So then they count those people as the unemployed. That ain't always
Yes.
true. In today's market, there's been a 4 million people in the last couple of months who started home-based businesses because of COVID, because of what happened with COVID and what it did to the economy. So they're not counted as what most people would think as being employed. They don't want to be counted as or not looking or they're unemployed. You can say I'm unemployed. I don't work for somebody. I work for myself. I got off the W-2 for a long time ago. See, a lot of people will look at that. Well, how come you don't have a job? Well, how come some people got a job? Well, some people ain't where I'm at. Okay, I put some effort into certain things. I just invested some money into some cryptocurrency. I invested some money into a cannabis company. Cannabis is going to be a $400 million entity in the next, what is this? In the next 8 years. Next 8 years, people. So this is the thing that people are not understanding about the market and business and rich. They do not look for a job. The job is a. I'm not knocking people who have a job. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand what the wealthy do. They don't look for a job. They don't look to work for somebody. They look for business opportunities to leverage their time to do what the hell they want to do. That's what they do. Investors do not pay taxes because their investment dividends is not counted as income. Income in the game of the W-2 means you go work for somebody. Okay, that's why you get taxed the highest, because you are working for somebody else. When people invest and have businesses, they've taken money or invested money into that business or investor or stock. That stock pays them back in dividends. It is not counted as workable W-2 income. That's why the wealthy stay wealthy and the work people keep getting broker, because how you make your money. Plain and simple. We can bitch and complain and have a problem with that. But if you get that notion in your head, they leverage that type of stuff. Remember, I said this thing is going to talk about leverage. That's another example of leveraging, because they invested a certain amount of money that kicks back a dividend. It's not income in the sense of what you think of income or what you're taught it. That's the difference. That's just the law of the tax code. Don't get mad at me.
Right.
What's your thoughts about
Right.
that, Ken?
Well, it's just like, um, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but it's a parable. It's like building a pipeline. You want to
Oh yeah,
you know
there's a book
yeah,
called Parables of the Pipeline. Yeah.
right, right, and you want to dig your well before you get thirsty, because in the beginning, yeah, just like anything, the work is gonna be hard. But once you start getting that pipeline built, and you get your income, get your income flowing on a consistent basis, all that upfront work that you did in the beginning, that's going to pay off dividends for you, because you know how to you've learned some skill sets. You learn how to market, and and then after that, you know how to leverage your marketing, so that will increase your income. You know, it's I
Yeah,
mean, it sounds simple, but you got to change your mindset from being an employee, because, like you said, most of us don't have the business acumen, because we're 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 still in that employee mentality
yeah.
aspect.
To me, people are still emotionally tied to being an employee until you start breaking that emotional tie of being an employee. You're going to struggle with this type of mindset. This and it's different thought process, especially I think within the black and brown community, and especially mostly today, because you always hear your mom or black and Latino. He don't have a job, so how you gonna be doing this? You know,
Right.
we've been geared towards emotional as we're geared towards you need a job to get retirement. Well, retirement today ain't based off of working somewhere 30 or 40 years.
Hmm.
Okay. Retirement is only based off of how much money you can live without having to go to some job. That could be at 20 years old.
Right.
But the problem is, like I said, most people have not learned to be an entrepreneur because they don't come from an entrepreneur family. They come from the job mindset. And
Hmm.
I'm not knocking that. If understand something, people, not knocking jobs, but you got to understand that you don't have the same benefits in as an employee, as an entrepreneur from the financial stand that as you do working for somebody. You don't have that because of how you make your money. I just said it. You got taxable income based off what you make because you work for somebody else. Investors, business owners make their money through investing things in different avenues, and they get derivatives or dividends from that, which is not taxable income.
Hmm.
That's just the law that's been put in place. And you hear some of the people like Elizabeth Warren, and this is the problem I find what the Democrats don't say to you because they want you to keep voting for them because they don't want you to really think in terms of what I've just said. You're not gonna get people who've made the laws to change the laws that they benefit from. That'd be stupid. That's almost like them putting the
Hmm.
gun in their head and pulling the trigger. They ain't gonna do that shit. The best
Hmm.
thing people are gonna be able to do is learn the game of the wealthy. That's the only thing I can tell you. Learn the game of the wealthy. Everybody want, I'm gonna say this too. Everybody's been on Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook and everything. This is what people fail to understand. Mark Zuckerberg, a Jewish kid at 18 years old, started a little thing from his dorm. Okay. It blew up. So with that blowing up in the day back in the early 2000s, it got the attention, people. It got the attention of some unsavory people that wanted a piece of the pie. You got 18-year-old
Hmm.
kid that was
Hmm.
influencing a whole 3 or 4 generations with this thing through college thing. They wanted a piece of the pie. That's why this is the problem with having a board of directors. I don't know who his board of directors was, but if it wasn't for that and those investments, he wouldn't have been in a billion populace that he is now because of the investors that he had, or the investors that wanted that. I said, let's put it this way: the investors that kind of forced their way into his business model. Now let's keep it real.
Hey.
Now, now
Hey.
that
Yeah.
everybody, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Now that
Oh no. Go ahead.
everybody wants to get mad because of the what happened with the election and some of the what's the word, the nonsense that's been on online. But that's always been the case. That's
Hmm.
been always the case in newspapers. It's just a different medium that's digital versus analog paper. And people forget how how advertisements did a lot of different things to get you to get
Hmm.
hungry and go to Burger King. Burger King used subliminal messages to make you hungry. We always talk about algorithms. Algorithms are just the subliminal things that they use. Ain't no different than the old school way that they use
Hmm.
from things that you have targeted or whatever you have looked at, and they market it to them. There's nothing wrong with that. They've been doing that for years. It's just a digital version. Ain't nothing wrong with it. This is what I don't understand. These old people in Congress and the Senate, they have no fucking clue about all this shit. Even some people my age don't really have a lot of clue. All they want to do is bitch about, well, Facebook does this, or Facebook does that. Well, all these damn places, even Ebony Magazine did the same damn thing. Jet, People, all those, if they wouldn't have been in business as long as they were if they didn't know what their market was looking for. That's why they sold your information to other people. That's why you got when you got a subscription to one of them, then you got information or free things from another magazine. How you think that happened?
Yep.
How y'all think that happened? It's the same damn thing. It's just digital now. It's just more efficient. But they ain't gonna tell you that in the market because they think people are stupid, and there are a lot of stupid people. Really are. You can't keep a track of a whole billion people about what they're gonna say, no matter what kind of technology you got. Another thing, you got to make money to appease those investors. They're invested in your company, so you're not gonna do anything to hinder that. He's a public company.
And remember when they decided to go when they decided to go public, I was like, you and I, we were both like, okay. Once you go public, you are at the mercy of those investors.
You open yourself up to a whole lot of different things. That's why the smart thing that Amway never went public. Amway never went. It's not a publicly traded company. That's why you don't hear a lot of the stuff that you hear about all these other companies. I mean, that's the plus side of Amway. The downside of Amway is that they're not keeping up with the marketplace as far as training their distributors to be business owners. That's the problem.
Exactly.
That's the problem. It ain't that they're a bad company. They're just a little bit behind. They ain't got to go public to do that. You just need the right type of people to train the distributors to really be actually marketers and not just distributors. But the problem with Facebook, they went public. Going public, it opens you up to a whole lot of shit. And that's what happened. So now, you got people talking about the FCC. The FCC is owned by the same fucking people that they ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna break up Facebook. You cannot break up a company like you did Marbell.
No.
This is a different animal. Facebook is entrenched in everything that we do. I don't know if everybody out there has ever heard of the term the Internet of Everything.
Oh yeah.
Heard that term?
I've heard. Oh yeah.
Okay, think about this. The Internet of Everything is like you got these smart houses now. Don't you think they got access to Facebook through them? Okay, social media and all that. I remember Don Storms talked about how we will be able to order milk from our refrigerator or our TVs or whatever. Duh! Smart TVs, people. You can access Facebook through smart TV. So what kind of goddamn sense does that make to say, oh, well, they need to be broken up? Elizabeth Warren, she need to sit her ass down and shut up. They ain't doing that shit. that would fuck up this economy. Or you want to call it the new economy? That would fuck up all that shit. You know what? This is why Mark Zuckerberg, when they talked about a name change, wasn't a name change. He started an umbrella company. That ain't nothing different because we know Amway did the same thing. Altacore, and then they started a division and changed Amway's name to Quick Start that didn't last too long. When you got a brand name, be it good or bad, the brand name is brand name, and for you to change it would be more detrimental to your business economically than anything else. Let's face it, people. Business is about money, big, small, whatever. And these politicians want to act like that it ain't. And they sit up there, took for fucking forever to pass this goddamn bill, and then took a motherfucking vacation. And they're gonna be off in 2 weeks for the rest of the year. So, and they're getting paid $200,000 and $400,000 a year to do hardly nothing. Don't talk to me about money, because money is like air. Everybody needs it. See, I get tired of people coming and wanna play this shit that money's not the most important thing. Oh, it ain't. Well, if it was not the most important thing, why is everybody bitching about the cost of gas, the cost of pharmaceuticals, all those kind of things that's based off of economics? People, economics is money, money is economics. My case is closed. You can't argue that fact with me about that, because that's what we live in. Be it good or bad, the world operates on the economy. Every great civilization, big how they fall or whatever, it's all going based off in the economy.
Right.
And we and we got now technology that helps leverage economics. And that's where we're at today, folks. They're not going to change the tax code to benefit the working class. They're not doing it. The best thing you can do is to learn to play the game of the wealthy. It's out there. We got Google, social media. You got us helping you with that type of stuff. We can give you information. You got to learn to play the game of the wealthy if you want to get, the biggest thing that working class are struggling with is they get hit by a tax thing. Taxes are kicking people's ass. What's her name? The senator from that's her husband just died back in the summer. Joyce Bates.
Oh,
She just sold her
that's
house.
right.
She had a house here in Blacklick. She just sold it for $1.2 million or $1.5 million, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know how much?
I didn't. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that you know how much the taxes were on that house.
Like 21 grand a year. I didn't realize
Something like that, yeah. 20,000, something like that, yeah.
Woo, I'm like, oh.
See?
I wouldn't want to pay those property taxes either.
Yeah. See, this is what people don't understand. This is why the working class gets fucked also. Watch your favorite celebrities, like on Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood and all those people. Do you notice why every few years they may buy a house, they may throw down 50 grand, 50 million or 15 million on a house, then probably they'll stay in it maybe a couple of years and sell it for more? Because they buy houses differently than the working class do, regardless of how much they pay for it. That's not my point. Their whole thing about a house is about economics, not to live in it 40, 50 years. That's old school. Old Hollywood did that. But that was before all these houses were going up for that much. Okay?
Right.
And they weren't putting that type of money down. These celebrities today that might throw down 50 million on a house, 200 million, they'll sell it for 150 million and get pocket of money. So they don't be paying that taxes on that shit and put that money into other things. That's a business move. Okay? That's a business move. The working class look at houses as an asset, and they're not. The only way they're an asset if you do what the rich do with their home, like I just said. The only way they can be an asset, and house is a liability. Now, I'm not telling you not to buy a house, but you need to understand why a house is a liability because it takes more out of your pocket than it puts in, unless you understand how to use it as an asset, running a business from it or whatever, and do what I just said, what the rich do. I know everybody don't have $15 million, but that's not what I'm saying. People buy a house and want to stay in there 30, 40 years. The real wealthy don't do that shit. Not today. They put money into a
No,
house, get
no, they
something
really
out of
do.
it, and sell it for more than they bought it. That's pocketing money, people.
Mhm.
That's what the wealthy do. But we sit up here and get mad because we don't understand that kind of stuff because we're not taught it. We're taught to go to school, get a good job, and shut up, keep our head to the grindstone. Don't do this, don't do that. Work for somebody for 50, 40 years and retire at 65 it is, or 75 or 65. And then, the average lifespan is like 76 or whatever, probably shorter for black. So you're talking
Mhm.
about maybe another 11 to 8 to 11 years and then you pass away? What kind of fucking lifestyle is that to have? We're talking about lifestyle, people. JOB don't give you a lifestyle because they don't give you time. On both
Nope.
ends, whether you're making $1 million a year from a company, you probably don't have the time. Or if you're making 40,000, you probably don't have the time and money. It takes time and money to have a lifestyle. One without the other is like that saying, cake less eggs ain't cake. You can't have the whole cake without all the right ingredients. Okay. That's the same thing
There
with a
you go.
lifestyle. Go ahead. You had something to say?
Oh well, I was just just looking at my personal perspective. Ideally, and I know my I know my daughter don't want to hear this, but ideally, if if things plan if I make it to the law of averages, if I make it to 75, you know, 'cause you never know. But if I make it to 75, that means I'm 54 now. So I've got I've got
20 years.
figuratively I've got 21 years left on this planet.
And
Okay.
I got less.
Oh, okay.
I
So
got 12,
so
13.
you have okay. So
Hey, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Greg.
What she say?
she said she just kidding. She was like, dang.
Oh, well, I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it real,
Yeah,
real. That's
yeah,
just the truth. And then
that's what
some
we
of
do.
y'all,
That's what we
and then
do.
some of them that are her age ain't making it past 20 because they doing fucked up shit to
Yep.
each other like it's for free out here. So,
Right, right.
if we want
Like
to
it's
get
the
real,
wild, wild
real,
west.
yeah, if we
You
want to keep
know?
it real, they fighting over shit they don't even own. What kind of dumbass
Exactly.
shit is that? So that
Exactly.
generation is living less than the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Look what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. Look what's happening to
So,
all these rappers. They dying off
oh my
like
God.
every damn
Woo.
week.
Right. And and DMX was the one that really because he was to me he was one of the last legitimate rappers before everything kind of went south. So
Well,
he
when you
was and
breathe,
he was only what 50,
he's in his
52,
50,
53.
50, 50. He was 50. He was 12
Man.
years younger than me.
Hmm.
Okay? He was 12 years younger.
So I mean, guys, look at it, especially from our generation. You know, what legacy do y'all want to leave? Yeah, you want to be a hard worker and industrious and all that, but why not why not make that investment and work for you? you're trading just like I am, because and that's the only reason I can speak with this, because I'm in the working world too, but I know that I can't will my job to my daughter. Not that she would want it anyway, because she has her own business, but she wouldn't want my job anyway. Anyway, you can't will your job to your kids.
Nope.
I can't even unless I declare it, in writing. She can't even get even get my 401k.
Oh shit.
Exactly, exactly.
So why is it that we keep pushing this job thing where it doesn't even allow you to transfer any assets to your family?
Hmm.
You know, it's amazing how black people are always up in church, especially like we coming in the silly season now, Easter
Hmm.
and all that stuff, and we always hear them talking about the word, but they always forget about the one word that it talks about leaving an inheritance to your children's children. We always talk about always
Hmm.
the word from that standpoint, but we never talk about that part of the word. It's
Right,
always about getting into heaven. Okay, you got to die first to get into heaven, but you're
right.
not you gonna die, but don't want to leave no inheritance or nothing to your children's children. They first got to live on this earth first to do anything. This is a way station. What makes you think just because you praise whatever you praise is a guarantee for you to get into heaven? Just
Hmm.
because it says some things in there, y'all gotta understand. I'm getting into this thing now. Bible is written by man and has been translated for 1,000. You know, there's more. There's 8 books of the Bible that's been hidden by the Catholic Church. People don't know that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everybody wants to know. Everybody or know about the Bible that they got, but that's just one set of books of the Bible. Okay, we're all talking about Old and New Testament, but there's more testaments than just those two. But they don't tell you that in Bible school. They didn't tell you a lot of stuff in Bible school. When I come to
Hmm.
understanding a whole lot of different things, there's a whole lot, but you can't teach what you don't know. Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I thought about this too. After what Mr. Rudy Smith was talking about, Jesus was made up. Maybe Jesus was like like Santa Claus. Why I say that? Santa Claus didn't walk the earth either. Okay, maybe Jesus is more of a inspiration, a spiritual thing, not an actual
Hmm.
man that walked the earth.
I'm an
It
actual
was more. You
person.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? More. It was more like that. But then some people took it and used it as a control factor, like a lot of different things.
Hmm.
I'm not trying
Hmm.
to get people to believe what I believe. I'm just throwing out things that might be why things come about,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and people need to understand it from that point, whether you want to or not. You don't know. We don't know.
Right.
So it's
Right.
a very crazy situation.
Uh-oh. Okay. Greg is accidentally, or unless it's just me who dropped off. Well, we'll I will do my best to fill the time until Greg comes back on. But as you know, guys, we get into these discussions, and it's not to hear ourselves. It may seem like we're trying to talk to hear ourselves talk, and it really isn't. We are trying to disseminate or pass out our life experiences, and to help you all help yourselves, and because the way we see it, the best thing you can do is invest in yourself. And especially to the Generation X folks in my generation and Greg's generation, the baby boomers. We are not at the age where we can start a new we can start a new career, but it's not should not be the traditional business. We or if someone's in entertainment, it's way too late for me to start a rap out, even though my rap skills were lacking to begin with. You know, um, this internet marketing or network marketing to me and to Greg is that next it's the next step, and it's in establishing a social media presence. That's, in our opinion, that's the way to go, because you can leverage your time, and, and you leverage your time, you can also leverage your income.
Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna try. It'd be stupid for me to try to go to work for a job at 62 years old at a company with a, and I'll be damned. And not to say it, but the boss, the people that they got as supervisory positions in these places now, there's no way in the hell I'm gonna take no orders from them. Hell no shit from China. I mean, I'm not doing it. The hell with that shit. And and not disrespect, but it's just I done that. And this dude didn't know he didn't know his butt from a hole in the ground. If he didn't know his butt, if you tied his butt hands to his butt, he still couldn't find his own ass. And it's just, it's just crazy. You gotta get to a point in life of saying, no, I ain't doing this shit. Even if it takes me out of here, and that's where I'm at. If it takes me out of here, then I ain't gotta worry about shit no damn way.
Mm,
You know? We're not gonna be here forever, regardless what we do or don't do. At the end of the day,
mhm.
there's an expiration date.
Right.
Okay, so you might as well do what the hell you want to do while you're here, if you're not hurting nobody else, and just be done with it from that standpoint. Um, I don't know. It's why I do not believe you were just here to work a job, pay bills, and die. Well, who the fuck? What kind of life is that? That almost sounds like the true hell, not the hell that
Exactly.
people wanna talk about if you don't believe or if you don't do that. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I don't believe in that way. I don't believe any loving God or most high, whatever people pronounce that, would do something like that. That don't make sense to me either. Okay. Um, I don't know. People, everybody has to discern different things for themselves. We just giving a point of view. Not to say it's true or anything, just a point of
Hmm.
view. Everything that you learn from anybody online is a point of view. It's a point of view of their experiences and the successes or failures that they've gotten. It's never going to be the total truth. The total truth for is different for each individual, and each individual is going to have to take those lessons and try and fail at them before they succeed. See, the biggest problem
Hmm.
we got in this country, in this society, we were talking about is wrong to fail. Everybody fails at something. Everybody fails at something. If you're afraid to fail, then you're afraid to be successful, because it takes failure to even get to success, and it takes a lot of failures
Hmm.
to get to success. I failed a whole lot of different times. I failed a lot of different times to get to where I'm at now. And I'm probably fail
Hmm.
some more things to get to where I want to get to. That's all what this is about. This is what this game is. And like I said to y'all, you got to understand that there are some things that ain't going to go this way because you want them to, and because politicians and them talking about voting is going to do it. Voting, this is another thing. Voting is okay if you got an economic base behind it. Going back to leveraging money. See, people don't want to hear about. Why we all talk about money? Why we all, because that's what we live in. If you didn't want to hear about money, why you? I bet you a lot of y'all bitch about money that you ain't making enough of, or you can barely pay your rent, or whatever, or you took. You glad you got that stimulus check. Everything is based about money, people. Everything,
Mhm.
everything you do, say, wear, all of it. Let's quit being. Let's cut all the bullshit about this and understand and be for real. All this is about money. We can sit up there and talk all that jack that we don't want to hear that. Well, this if it's not that important, then don't worry about going to your job tomorrow. Money ain't important. Don't go to your job tomorrow. Fuck it. Tell them people to kiss your ass. Still got. Don't go. That ain't that important. Why do you go to the job? If it ain't that important, money ain't that important. Why the hell you go? Why? Oh, well, you like them
Okay.
people. You like them people that damn much? I can't believe that. Even now we got the time change. You get an extra hour of sleep. Wow. In another week, you're gonna be going back to work in the dark. They gave you a reprieve. They gave you a reprieve to go to work in the light for another maybe couple of weeks. Man, we gotta pay attention to a lot of stuff. We've taken for granted. A lot of people have taken for granted the stuff that goes there. You go to work in the dark, come home in the dark. You really gonna be coming home in the dark now since we got back on standard time. Shit, sun go down five something. But in a couple of weeks, it's gonna be about 5 o'clock when the sun go down.
Right.
Okay, that's where we're at now in this silly season. Okay, so are you still gonna sit up here in 2022 with all the leveraging factors we talked about that's happening, and still bitch about that you're not making any money, but you won't take no um, movement to move past all that stuff to get out of the situation and quit bitching about what's happening and what you're not getting. They're not changing shit, people. Okay, you're responsible for the stuff that you want changed in your life. Not not any of these, not even your upline and network marketing. None of them people are responsible for this. You are responsible.
Exactly.
Okay, it's your business. It's your business, folks. Do you understand that it's your business? You're going to struggle with this, and you're gonna like, well, why isn't well, just like I said, it's your business. It's like we got this thing coming up this week. You can still join this mentor program, this this affiliate marketing. Learn how to do affiliate marketing, pay $25, get all the access to the recordings that you missed for free for life, and learn something. You gotta learn different skill sets. You got to learn different skill sets outside of the job. You got the internet leverage. We're talking about leverage. Everything is about leverage now. Nothing's really about chase. All is about leverage, efficiency, buying back time. Until you start understanding that, you're gonna always struggle. Always struggle.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you people, I ain't got tired of that. Um we we have been doing this for a while. People, look, this is what we do. If you want more information about what I do, you can join my newsletter for free. Right down there, gregsmith.online/newsletter. You can join that. You'll get a free copy of my book, 5 Keys to Success in Today's Market. Something you need to read about because a lot of y'all, especially you guys that are still in network marketing, still chasing because y'all don't understand the difference between marketing and prospecting, and then knowing there's a difference. I wrote this book in 2016. Okay. I wrote this in 2016. You can get this book. Ken, I thought I sent you the link for the PDF download.
When was that? Because I don't
I thought
recall.
I thought I sent that to you a while back. Um, because I've had it for a while. And I thought I gave you a copy of it when you was here in the summertime. Because I had a copy.
I'm trying to scroll through to see.
That's not it. No, that's not it either. I'm going to send you. Because I swore I sent you a copy of this. Let me see this. Hmm.
Because I don't recall getting it in an email.
Well, now I want to send it to you in an email. I would probably miss a message you with.
Okay.
Trying to find out where the hell I do with that link on. I know it's sent. Uh, Not sure when I see it. Okay, where the hell did I? Oh, I had to. I know I got a link for it, but I don't know what I do. Messages, notes. Let's go into notes. Um, but people, that's what we would was so that's what we're here to help with. Okay. Um, we got probably 2 more weeks of live shows that we're gonna be doing for the year. We're gonna take a break on the after on the last show is gonna be live show. Gonna be on the 21st. We're not gonna come back to the 9th of January. It's like, sometimes I need a break, can't need a break. We all need a break.
What was that date? The January 9th, did you say? Or
Yep, January 9th.
okay. I'll put that on my calendar right now.
Where did I? So I know I'm pretty. I thought I sent you this, but I thought I gave you a hard copy also. What the hell? All right, people, it's about that time. Like we always end this show with shit, I can't find it. What was in this show that there's a quote from Les Brown. Les Brown always said people struggle to go to work or heart attack rate goes up because people struggle to hate the job. They don't want to go to the job, even though a lot of people might be still working from home. You still got to meet that mule, and that stress level goes up, causes the heart attack rate to go up about 85% on Sunday nights. And if you drop dead at your desk at the workplace or whatever, you always said that they will have your job in the damn paper before the obituaries about your past. So with that being said, I hope you don't
Yes,
let that
indeed.
happen to you. My name is Greg Smith. This is Kent Robinson. We are here every Sunday. Two more shows live that we're gonna be doing for the new year. We're gonna take a break until January 9th. Last show live is gonna be the 21st of this month, which is the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So with that being said,
Hey, stay safe. We will see y'all next week.
same. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Same bad
If
time.
yours is like getting a lot of glitchiness.
Yeah, it's been a lot of glitchiness. I don't know what's going on today. All right, people. We'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace. Take care, and we're out.